on this computer.
Okay, sorry.
That's right. How do you say your name?
Anthony.
Okay, thank you. All right, now I got you. All right. I am recording this so that you guys can have it later. And if you do you mind muting yourself now, Anthony? I can hear your car.
Yes.
Or I can
sorry.
mute you. I got you. Thanks. All right, and we'll put this up. Several things I want to mention. Some of you guys, first of all, are doing the quizzes. Yay! Several of you have gotten hundreds on your quizzes. Yay! I'm so excited for you. That means you're reading or you know a lot about communication and you've been looking at those things that I put up there. So I take it most of you have seen. You can just shake your head, Anthony. Have you seen those PowerPoint slides I put up for you guys? You can unmute yourself. I'll unmute you. I don't know how you're driving. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Okay. I saw the quizzes, but I didn't see any where you uploaded the.
I think I said I put them in the syllabus area.
Oh, no, I checked there too. It's probably, I use my app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get on my laptop. It's been down, but I need to get it fixed.
Okay, I'm gonna check my thing while I'm sitting here, but I'm pretty sure that they're in the, does somebody else know is that where I put them? Sidlali or Sam, I know you guys have done several of the quizzes. Were those PowerPoints put up in the syllabus area?
I found them in the files.
Just in the files?
Yeah, let me check on the syllabus. That's what
I think that's where I said I put them was in the syllabus.
They're on the syllabus also.
Okay.
I see them on the syllabus.
Okay, good. So that is where I put them. So you guys can go take a look there, and that should be helpful to you as well. And then if you have questions about it, let me know. You have 2 attempts to take those quizzes so that you can get them done, and that should be relatively easy for you. Okay. I don't know if anybody that I'm talking to right now was not able to get the, what is it called? The perception and the listening quiz done. I mean, not quiz, but the assignments done. I had put them up there for 11:58 a.m., which was just before noon. I think some of you thought that it was up there before midnight. And so if that was a point of concern, I will open those up, but I'm going to ask that they be put up. I'll send out an email and ask that they be put up today by 11:58 tonight. So I'm sure that if you had them done, then it would be easy for you to just put up there. Any questions about that? Did that equate to anybody in here? Anybody in here get the wrong time? No, you all were good. You saw 11:58 a.m. and did the right thing? Okay, Roxana?
Oh, yeah, I have no questions.
Okay, good. Okay, I see you, Miranda. Thank you so much. James, can you give me a thumbs up if that worked for you, or thumbs down if you thought it was supposed to be near midnight? No, James, hurry up, James. All right, hopefully I'll see something from him here shortly. That's what I will do for those 2 assignments. Watch the time. Sometimes they'll be just before noon, and the other times they'll be just before midnight. Maybe I'll try to make them all just before midnight. Okay, James was one of the people who thought it was supposed to be near midnight. That's fine. I'm going to open it back up. Hopefully you did them, and then you can just upload them. All right, you'll have until tonight to get that in without a problem. I did put another assignment up there for you guys, and it is the interpersonal assignment. I just put it up there a little bit ago. I'm going to change your assignments a little bit and try to make them a little easier, because I know that this is a short time for us, but I need for you guys to know how to do some things so that it makes sense. It doesn't make sense for you guys just to come up here and take a whole bunch of quizzes. I do want to know that you read the book, though. The book is easy. You know, like I said, the chapters are short, and it's not that hard to do. So I'm not going to change the quizzes. You get 2 times to do the quizzes. I'm giving you to the end of the time to do the quizzes. That should be all good. Anybody have a concern or question about that? We all good? I see you shaking your head. You're good with that, Anthony? Yes. Okay. Several of you, like I said, have done 3 or 4 quizzes already. So you're going to be good to go. That's why I opened them up and left them for you, because I don't know your schedules and I'm going to let you do them whenever you want. The PowerPoint should help. And if you have questions about content, I can help. And I thought about coming on just to do a little bit of lecture to talk about a couple things in the chapters, but I don't know if that would help. Would that help? Or not really? You could just read it and do it. It would help to do a little lecture, Anthony? Okay. Well, if people could come, then they could ask some questions, you know, or be part of it. And I know everybody can't be here at the same time. We are doing the best we can with what we have at the time. Yes, we are. All right. So then, let me move forward. So the assignment that I put up is an interpersonal assignment, and it is asking you all, what did I ask you all to do? I asked you all to do something. Oh, I changed this one. And I'm asking you guys to write a letter to yourself that you will open up to yourself now for 5 years from now. So that you, when you open it up, you can see what was going on in your life, how you felt, what was happening, all of those things. And I listed them for you guys so that you could see them. And it's real helpful to do something like this because it will help you understand your emotional state, your physical state, your financial state, spiritual state, all of those things. And then when you go back and look at it, you can say, wow, that was crazy. Or wow, I was really, you know, on a roll and I was doing what I needed to do. Or wow, that was a sad, scary time in our lives. And look at where we are now. So it'll give you something. It has to do with interpersonal relationships so that you can open it and share it with somebody. I'm going to have you guys put it in the discussion and then you can comment on one another's. No judgment. No judgment, just, you know, share just something about it and then let that be that. Okay, questions about that? That's going to be due for Sunday night, I think it is. All right. Yes, ma'am. Hold on one second here. Let me unmute you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we write the letter, submit it to you, and then
No. You're going to write, you'll see the instructions. It's already up. It's already up on Canvas. You're going to write, it says here to write a letter to your 2025 self. You'll write a letter to reopen in 5 years and read to yourself and perhaps share with others about what your life was like right now. Share what you are experiencing, how you're feeling, how you're coping, and how you envision your future. And then I talk about that I want the letter to start from the beginning of COVID-19. Okay, the beginning of COVID-19. Yeah, so I mean, one day our life seemed to be okay, and then the next minute we can't hug our loved ones. You know, you can't, you know, I hadn't seen my daughter in so long. I was just in tears. It was just horrible. I've had people pass in my family. We couldn't go to the funeral. And it's what, you know, and what that's like because of the social distancing. And then I started to wonder about, you know, the people that we weren't trying to hug anyway. And what did that look like? Does it mean that we need to be more compassionate? It just really has made me take a look at myself. I've always, always, always loved my family tremendously. And it just showed me how much I still really, really do, how much I miss them, the people that I'm not able to get with. You know, my daughter works in a hospital. And, you know, I was worried about her working with patients and, you know, I don't want my baby catching anything, right? And then oh, mom, and at first she seemed to be taking it so lightly. Oh, I'm young. If I get it, I'll get over it. And then young people started dying. I'm like, see, you know, and so the worry and all of this. And so that's what I want you guys to think about and to share. And for those of you who have little ones, maybe that's what you'll show them later on. I don't know, but that's what the assignment is. Does that make sense, Anthony?
Yeah. Okay, so if we post it, everyone can read it, and then we comment on.
Yes, whatever it says. I said 1 or 2 that you'll comment on. So yes, and it doesn't have to be real long, but I want you guys to start using decent communication language. It's not enough to say, you know, I was just feeling some kind of way. What kind of way were you feeling? I was feeling hurt. I was feeling angry. I was feeling apathetic. I was feeling sad. Give voice to whatever it is so that it's clear to people what we're talking about. Yes? Yes.
Okay. Real detailed. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's detailed because you don't leave ambiguity. So somebody can say, well, that's what she means. You'd be like, no, that's not what I meant. You want people to read it and know what you meant. And so people say,
Okay.
and stuff like that. What's the stuff? Or I had so many things going on. What were the things? I lost my job, or, you know, I don't know what it is, but you have to tell us. Or you had to homeschool your kids, and these some bad little kids, and you didn't realize how bad these little kids
Yeah.
was, so you got home with them, right?
Yes, no joke.
Yes,
Ugh,
and so now you like, I appreciate those teachers, y'all. Take them
yeah.
back, and or maybe you find out areas that your children needed you more. So there could be a
Yeah.
lot of those, and we just want to be able to express them. That's what it's about. And the more we're able to express ourselves, the better you are in having healthy, happy relationships. That's the point of it. Make sense?
Yes, gotcha.
Yes. All
Okay.
right. Wonderful. Okay. So that's that assignment. I'm going to mute you again just in case here. Thank you, ma'am. We'll unmute you if we need to. All right. A couple of other assignments are going to go up. The rest of them, actually, there's three other assignments that are going to go up. Again, I'm going to try to make them easy, relatively easy, but they have to have the substance in them. And they'll be fun assignments. I'm going to try to make them fun assignments with a little twist in them. Look for those. The assignment I want to talk to you about right now is up already, and it's called Informative Topics. We have to begin to work on your speeches. You all are going to do an informative speech. What I would really love to see happen is for us all to come together here and give your speeches here. Everybody could see you, everybody could listen to you. If that can't happen, then I guess we have to just put them up in the discussion board again and for people to go take a look at. But there's nothing like having an audience to play off of, even if it looks like this. We can laugh. I can make a joke right now. You guys could look at me. You can roll your eyes. We can do whatever we need to do so you get an idea of how people are thinking and feeling. If everybody looking around, playing with the fingernails, they're not interested. And that's a way for you to say to myself, uh-oh, I need to do something to get their attention again, to make them want to listen. Or if everybody's engaged, you're like, hey, I got this going on. This is fabulous. The good thing about coming here on Zoom to do it is we can share our PowerPoints, and I can share it right on the screen. People can hear you while they're looking at your PowerPoint, and then we can move forward as well. And how many of you would like to, you can give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, would like to do the speeches here on Zoom? I'll wait a moment. Wait a moment. Nobody's saying anything. Really? 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 Anthony, I'm in, come on, James, you can't be indifferent and your microphone don't work. You got to say something. Give me one or the other.
I would. I am shy. But I feel like I could challenge myself. So
Okay.
Zoom would be okay.
Okay. Well, then
Talking about.
I see somebody had put in here, I think it was Roxana, to do in the discussion. Sam, how do you want to do it? Thanks, James.
I think we could do it here.
Okay, James says here, Sam says here, Silali.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it on Zoom either.
Okay, so I've got three. Miranda? Where you go, Miranda? Oh, she said discussion. Okay, thank you. All right, wonderful. So what I may do, you guys, is because this is not a public speaking class, although you're supposed to do this in person, with the way this whole thing is going, I may just make a time for us to come, and those who want to give it here may give it here. And then the other ones, because then we can give a immediate feedback on what you can do, what you did well, and how you can improve. And then everybody else, I'll just let them do it on the discussion. How about that? Oh, I am so nice. Oh my God, I'm so nice. I don't know what to say. All right. So now we need to talk about this. We need to talk, and so what I have uploaded for you guys in that assignment, which is also due Sunday night. It is also due Sunday night. Do not let this get away from you, people. It is going to be how we choose our topics. Okay, you're going to choose your topics. And so I'm going to go over that for you right now so that you understand a lot of what's in there. I will post this for the people that aren't here and then they will get it as well. Let me see if I can pull it up so that you guys can kind of see. I know I can. Let me try to share my screen. Well, I don't want to share this screen yet. What do I want to share? I want to first talk to you about public speaking and how to choose a topic. Okay, that's what I want to talk to you about. Oh, and that may be open too. Let me see. Of course it is. This. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see what this one is. I had students do this as a project, and I'm gonna see. All right, I'm probably gonna use this. So let me come back to you guys. I'm gonna share my screen. Did I find it? And go over this. I'm gonna go over it fairly quickly. I'm not sure this has everything in it that I need for it to have, but we're gonna see. This was prepared by students so that I could use it for such a time as this online. Informative speaking is what we're gonna do. There's more than one kind of speech that's out there. We have informative speeches, persuasive, speeches that entertain, speeches that give tribute. There are a lot of speeches that celebrate and toast people. There are a lot of different kinds of speeches. The main ones, of course, are informative, persuasive, speeches to entertain, and speeches to give tribute. Those are really the four major ones that are out there. Let's talk about here what they have here for you here that students did, which we're going to define informative speeches, talk about topics, formatting and outline, introduction, body, conclusion. This is great because this may just give it to you all at once, which would be the whole outline and everything else. I said that this is going to be, gosh, an hour time for us, and so I'll try to get through all of this. And if I'm talking fast, go back and listen to the recording, or just stop me, raise your hand right now, and I'm happy to answer any questions. All right, let me move my little stuff out of the way. Key terms. Informative speech is to share and enhance knowledge. It provides knowledge, hopefully things that are useful to people, interesting. Does not mean that it has to be new information. It could be an aha moment information. It could be a rediscovery of information. But the agenda is only to share the information, not to make people want to do something or to buy something or any of that. It is just to share the information. Okay, that's informative speaking. I'll tell you about persuasion just quickly, but you're not going to do that in this class. It's in your book. If you want to look at that for later on, feel free. Persuasion has to do with influence. We're trying to influence the way a person thinks and feels and behaves. It has a call to action. You want people to do something, to buy my product, to go and protest, to sign my petition. It is a do something. Informative speaking is not. It is merely for me to share the information. However, after I'm done sharing, people might want to go protest. They might want to go purchase something. That is not my agenda. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay. And then an outline. An outline is what we use to organize our ideas about a topic, so it makes it easy for you to share. We've heard people that speak and they ramble on and on and on. An outline is the way, and all of you in here have had some kind of English courses or something, where you learn to hone in your ideas, to focus and narrow things down so that you're only talking about the salient points, the important points. And especially when you have a limited amount of time, you have to utilize something that's going to keep you on track. All right. So then, I'm trying to move my little stuff out of the way. Informative speech is one that intends to educate. Okay, said that. What else does it do? I keep having to move my little screen here because it shares descriptions, illustrations, vivid details, and definitions and context. All of those things need to be part and parcel to it. Okay. An informative speech outline helps to make a complex topic easier to understand because you'll look at it and you'll break things down for people. Sometimes it may offer a different point of view. That's really happens in persuasion. An outline relies on less on pathos and more on information and facts. You may give your thoughts and your feelings about a topic in informative speaking. That's okay. It does not have to be so fact laden that you can't say what you believe and what you feel. You just have to be able to back it up. So then the goal here of the outline is to provide enlightenment and knowledge. All right. Here's the outline. It's going to help people understand the topic, all of that. I just mentioned that. So then some of the things that you could do is how to demonstrate how to use a new type of software. A demonstration or demonstrative speech is also an informative speech. You're informing people how to do something. Okay, that's demonstrative, demonstrate, illustrate, to show. You can explain a new concept. You can, tell us about the importance of oral hygiene. Provide details about a person of interest. Whatever you guys talk about, please make it interesting. Please, pretty, please. No boring topics. Let's bring a little fun and a little life to it. His face kind of says it all. The subject should be one that can be communicated clearly to an audience. You want to find the essential information. This is already uploaded to you guys' assignment, to the informative topics assignment. So you'll see this there along with what I'm saying to you now. They tell you about how to do your heading. Your heading here is a little different than what's in your syllabus. My other classes did things just a little bit differently. You already have your heading in your syllabus. Okay. You're going to have objectives in your speech. That's the assignment right now. There's 3 parts to an objective. Objective tells you what you want to do. You have a general purpose, a specific purpose, and a central idea. Those are the 3 parts of the objective. It comes just before the actual outline. The outline starts at the introduction. This starts before that. Nobody sees these objectives but you. So your general purpose is to inform, but this should tell you, let me see if they get there. No. This should tell you the definition. The general purpose is the basic and broad agenda of your speech. That's hence the word general. Generally, broadly, what do you want to do? I want to inform people. And that's why it should say only to inform. Your general purpose will be to inform. If it has more than that, it's not correct. Just to inform. If it was persuasion, it would be to persuade. Your specific purpose is the goal of your speech. When you're done with your speech, what do you want people to leave with? That's what the specific purpose is, okay? And it has to begin with to inform the audience. It has to start with that little phrase. Then you say the rest of whatever it is. Your central idea then, sometimes called a thesis, for our purposes contains 3 main points. You don't want any more than 3 main points, but what we're going to do, you need 3 main points. 3 seems to work. You'll hear people give a speech and they'll say, the 3 things I'm going to talk about, or the ABC of this, or the 1, 2, 3 of something, it's rhythmic. People have an expectation for it. It's not too much, not too many. So that's why we're doing 3. Yes, you will find times when people will only do 2 and they spend a lot of time in each of those. For us, we're going to do 3. Your central idea is 1 sentence. People, 1 sentence. 1, y'all, that is narrowed and focused. You take out all the fluff. You don't want any extra words. You don't need them. Save that for your actual speech from the introduction down. You just want this to be very clear and concise and contain your 3 main points. So your objectives, here we go. Oh, they put this in here. General purpose, no matter what, will be to inform. Specific purpose will always start with to inform the audience, and your central idea, your 3 main points. No excessive information. Good, 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 good. So here's an example. Your general purpose, if the topic is music, to inform. That's all. Specific purpose, to inform the audience. Remember, it has to start with that. about great places to enjoy music in metropolitan Phoenix. You could just say great music or about places to enjoy music in Phoenix. You could take out the great places if you want and just make it more lean. Central idea. Places to enjoy music in Phoenix are the Musical Instrument Museum, the Rhythm Room, and the Phoenix Symphony. 3 main points. You know exactly where you're going to talk, what you're going to talk about. Music at the MIM, at the Rhythm Room, and at the Phoenix Symphony. Okay, that's what's happening so far. They show it to you on an outline here, and this is a little small, and I don't know that I can make, but you'll see it. The way it's typed, your objectives: to inform, specific purpose, to inform the audience how to, this is a different topic, how to maintain healthy teeth. And then her central idea says, maintaining healthy teeth requires a balanced diet, a home basic, at home basic prevention, and professional monitoring. Again, 3 main points. If I were to talk to you about dating, let me give you a different example with fewer words. General purpose would be to inform. Specific purpose, to inform the audience how to date during a pandemic. Central idea, dating during a pandemic could include Zoom, Skype, or the app House Party. All right, and now you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. That's what's important for you guys to do. That's what you all are going to do with the assignment. It's called the informative speech topics. That's what it is, your informative topics. All right, let me go ahead. Well, you know, while it says here that you get it now, I need to ask, are there any questions so far? Anybody? Unmute yourself. Yes.
No, no questions.
Okay, then I'm going to move on. If you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself because I can't see everybody with my screen being shared. And then feel free to ask or raise your hand. Maybe that'll come through. Don't know.
So how would we do this assignment?
Excuse me?
How would we do this assignment?
I don't understand. What do you mean? How would you do it?
Like, will we do it like how are we gonna do it? Like the assignment, like are we gonna do it like in PowerPoint, or is it like
Oh,
Word
no.
doc?
Oh, no. This particular assignment that you're going to do, you know, and the instructions are already up on Canvas. You're going to put this information into a Canvas box. You will be typing up later your outline, but the first part of the assignment is to do your objectives. You have to choose a topic. And so what you're going to do is to think about, you can brainstorm. My suggestion to you is to write down things that you know about. How do you choose a topic? Talk about something that you know. That's probably the easiest way because you're more comfortable talking about things that you know. You already know about things that you know. It's less anxiety, all of that happens. And so make a list. Make a list of things that you know. Okay, Anton, you raise your hand? Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Was that Anton? Anthony, did you have a question?
Yeah. So it could be any topic we
Yes.
want.
Yes. Let me finish saying this and then let me tell me whether or not I've answered your questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let me move this out of the way. All right. I'm trying to, I wish I could just get this little screen all together. Let's see. Okay, that's just you. That's just one person. That's one less person for me to see. Here we go. So what'll happen is you should think about things that you know. For me, I could make a list and say music, reading, people, singing, sewing, traveling, shopping, decorating. I could write down all these things that I know about, okay? Or things that interest me if I wanted to do that. And that may give me something to brainstorm. And so then I begin to brainstorm, what do I know about those things? What do I know about these things? I know about music. I know how to play an instrument. I know how to sing. I know how to do recording. when I could talk about something else with music and how music, it spans all time and space or all ethnicities, or how music can bring people together. Or I could talk about music as it relates to the music courses here at South Mountain. Find out what it is you want to talk about. So let me give you an example. I could talk about self-esteem, and self-esteem is huge for me because a lot of people suffer with self-esteem, low self-esteem sometime, and on and on and on. So if I were to think about it, I could say, some people's self-esteem, we need to understand where it comes from. We need to understand how and why it is broken, if you will, or people get their esteem lowered, and then need to know how to build it back up. That comes from a brainstorm, people. You guys have to do that on your own. Write down what you know about these topics, and as you do that, things will come out. Things will come, if I write down, skincare. Let me think about skincare. Skincare during this COVID. How the heck do you take care of your skin right now? We need to cleanse. We need to moisturize. We need to use sunblock when we go outside. Those would be 3 topics right now. How do you take care of your skin or I might say drink water. How do you take care of your skin during COVID? Number 1, drink plenty of water. Number 2, have a cleansing regimen. And number 3, moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. And now you would know what I'm going to talk about. Is this making sense? Is this helpful? Roxana, or whoever it was that had their hand up before, is this helping a little bit?
Yeah, it is helping.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So then think about what you want to talk about. Now, the other thing that's important, you all, is just because something is important to you doesn't mean it's important to everybody else. So you have to consider that. Might this be important to somebody else? Might this be important to somebody else? And that's what you want to know. You can ask people, is this interesting? You can take a look at what's trending online. You can read. And again, you can also ask, find out just from your own personal, what's important to you and why it's important, and might this be interesting to somebody else? Maybe you want to tell us about, I don't know, how to stay fit during COVID. And you can tell us about exercises we could do in the house, since we can't go to the gym, or I guess they opened it back up now, but when we couldn't, maybe you take out a can of green beans and you raise that bad boy up, or, you find out, you tell us things that we can do. So after I have my topic, I have to put them in the general purpose, specific purpose, and central idea. So then if I were going to talk to you about self-esteem, I might say, my general purpose is to inform. Specific purpose, to inform the audience. Remember, let's start with that. To inform the audience about self-esteem. Central idea, self-esteem can be built, busted, and rebuilt. Those are my 3 main points, okay? If I were going to talk about forgiveness, I've used this several times before, I could say to inform. So general purpose, to inform. Specific purpose, to inform the audience about forgiveness. Central idea, learning to forgive can benefit you physically, personally, and professionally. Then I can talk about how it can benefit me physically, because it affects your health when you hold a grudge and when you don't let things go. You can get high blood pressure, anxiety, all that stuff. It can help you personally because it helps your relationship with other people. Professionally, it can help you because you'll let stuff go. You'll get along with your coworkers. You might get promoted, all of that. Is that making sense? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, good. I've got the thumbs up. Anybody have a question so far?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yay! Okay, said Lolly. Roxana, you have another question? Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now, as I said this, what kind of topics do you guys think you might want to talk about? Anybody?
I think I might do mine on working out, staying healthy, health-wise.
At home or something? Okay. During COVID, you mean? Or just in
Probably
general?
in general, yeah,
Okay.
just in general.
All right. Somebody else? Nobody knows? All right. I'm going to let you guys think about that. You know, Sam, you might want to talk to us about what it's like to be a student athlete. Or, I don't know. Think about what might be interesting. So the assignment that you have is to examine 4 different topics, people, 4 different topics. For each topic, you will need to do a general purpose, a specific purpose, and a central idea. 4 different topics. I will choose which one you will do. I will be the one that chooses it. It'll be based on how well it's written, if I think it's interesting, all of those things. So what I'm asking you to do is put them in the order that you would like to say them. So then, Anthony, if your first one is working out, make that one first. Then I'll know that you want to do that one, and I'll take a look at it to see. Be careful not to try to tell us that we need to work out. That's not your goal here. You can tell us what we need to do. I mean, you can tell us the different things we can do to work out, includes cardio, and I don't know if they are, because I need to go work out. But, or you can tell us how to work out in your pool, or I don't know. So you'll figure that out. I will take a look at each of those. The main thing is I want to make sure you know how to do it. And then I will choose which one you're going to do. You'll take a look at your comments in the assignment box on Canvas, and that's where I will tell you what your topic is, which one I've chosen, okay? That makes sense, people? We good? All right. Wonderful. Any other questions? Would you like me then to move forward and just go on and explain the outline and what that entails? Oh, Anthony, you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick question. So you want us to, so you choose, so we pick like 3 different topics, and then 4? Just kidding. Okay.
You pick 4. Maybe one of them is health. One of them may be,
Okay.
I don't know what they would be. Like I said, self-esteem, forgiveness, dating during COVID, whatever they are. I need to know that you know how to write these. The reason is to see how to make sure you know how to write them. And then from that, choose a topic.
Gotcha.
That makes
So
sense?
the example that you gave us with the, I forget which one
Sure,
it was you showed
sure.
us, but so you want us to do 4 of those with
Yes,
4
ma'am.
different topics? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
perfect.
One,
Okay.
yep, one for each topic. Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
There's 3 parts to the objectives. So a set of objectives for 4 different topics. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's an example that's up on Canvas that shows you exactly how to do it. This little PowerPoint, or I think I put it in a PDF so people can open it easily in case you have a Mac, is up there for you guys to see as well. So you have this, you have your book that will help you with some of that as well. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Do you guys want me to go on and finish talking about the rest of the outline? Or am I giving you too much? Want me to go on?
I have a question.
All right.
When is this due?
It's up there, honey. It's Sunday for this.
Oh, okay.
Is that it? Okay. Somebody else. This is going to move quickly. Sunday, it's going to be up there, and after I choose your topic, by Wednesday, I want to see a draft outline. We're going to go over it together. We're going to go over a draft outline, and then I'm going to put information up. We're going to talk about PowerPoints because I want you guys to know how to do a PowerPoint. And we'll talk about note cards and then delivery. And then that next week, we're going to give these speeches. We've got to hurry up. It's quick, but as long as you have the information, it'll be up on your screens. You guys just need to look at it for yourselves, and then we'll go through it. Having said that, I have a few more minutes here. So I'm going to talk to you about outlining. I'm going to talk to you about outlining right now so that you know what it's like. This particular part won't go up until I put the assignment up for public speaking, for informative speaking. The blank outline will be up there. The An example of a completed outline will be there. Everything that you will need for the rest of the outline will be there. There's 4 parts then to the introduction. An attention grabber, and here's the 4 parts to the, the 4 parts to the introduction. An attention grabber, but A is the attention grabber, B is benefits for the audience, and then C, credibility, and then D is called preview. D is called preview. I hope you guys are taking notes unless you're just going to come back and listen to this later. I hope it's still recording. Is it still recording? I hope it's still recording. Yes. All right. The attention grabber, you only have about 7 seconds to get people engaged. If you don't, they're done. They're looking at their phones, they're texting, they're doing something else. And so you have to find a way to make it interesting for people. Interesting. There are a lot of ways to do it in your attention grabber. You might want to start with a question. If you do, make sure you tell people what you want them to do. Otherwise, if people start answering you, they will use up your time. So you may say, by a show of hands, how many of you already go to the gym and work out? Okay, or by a show of hands, how many of you have been working out at home during our shelter in place? Okay, they can just raise their hands. They're not stopping you, they're not doing anything, and then you get an idea of what that looks like. By a show of hands, how many of you might be interested in hiking or have ever hiked or whatever hiking is a good topic as well. All right. Another way that you could start it is telling a joke. Be careful about jokes though. What's funny to one person is not necessarily funny to somebody else. Have to be careful of that. And so, make it not too long. You have to be careful. Now, if I were going to talk, let me give you an example. If I were going to talk about diversity, the joke's a little long, but if I were going to talk about diversity, I might say, there's a black guy and a white guy that used to ride the bus to work together. And the black guy always said, Jesus is black. White guy said, no, he's white. They said, you know what, I'm ready to go to the pearly gates. They stood in front of the bus, got hit by the bus, and they end up in heaven in front of the pearly gates. St. Peter comes out and they say, you know what, we're looking for Jesus. I say he's black, he says he's white. And he says, he's over there, the guy with his back to you. And they walk over and they say, Jesus. Jesus turns around and says, buenos dias. Ha! So that's funny. Neither of them are right. It gets people in the mind of, okay, sometimes a joke can make a topic that's a little taboo or a little controversial, a little easier to take, more palatable for people. But telling a joke can be kind of fun and be like, okay, now I get it. Yeah, all right, I'll keep an open mind. I'll keep an open heart as we go into this. So we can tell a joke. We can ask a question. You might want to tell a story, just a short story to get you started into where you want to go. If I were, for your introduction speeches, for instance, I could have said, once upon a time, there was a woman and her husband who lived in Puerto Rico. While there, they had 4 beautiful children who roamed around the streets and had fun with friends. However, some of their family lived in the States, and they decided to move to Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, I am that little girl who was born in Puerto Rico, but was raised in Michigan. You see how I started to tell you a story, and then I go into something else, like, ooh, Puerto Rico, or ooh, something else. Or it always gets people that once upon a time, because you don't know if it's going to be scary or what's going to happen. Telling a bit of a story could be fun. What else could you do? Oh, you might want to start with a quote. Oftentimes when I am talking about self-esteem, for instance, the way that I would start my speech is, Eleanor Roosevelt once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Now, she said this back in the 30s, but it is still apropos for today. That would be me starting off with a quote to get people interested in something, okay? If you're going to start with a quote, you have to tell us why you say it. No matter what you do in the speech, it builds upon itself. If I start with a question, how many of you have ever worked out? Or how many of you have been working out during this shelter-in-place period? Tell us why you asked the question. I ask because many people are talking about a COVID or quarantine 15, meaning they've gained 15 pounds. The question is, how are we going to lose it? So today, right? So tell us why you're asking the question. Don't just ask a question to ask a question. Don't just say a quote to say a quote. Don't just tell a joke to tell a joke. It has to lead someplace. All right. The next one in the introduction is benefit, B. This is where you connect with the audience and help them understand what they will gain from listening to your speech. It can't be just about you. It can't be just about you. Why will listening to this speech be of benefit? How will it help them? What will they gain? It's almost like putting the goal of the speech in here. I'm going to give you an example in a moment. Credibility is C, and it is your personal credibility. This is where you tell the audience why they should listen to you. Maybe I suffered from low self-esteem, or I took classes and I learned about self-esteem. I'm a psychology major, and whatever the reasons are, whatever I've learned, have I experienced it? Have I been educated about it? Have I watched movies or read books, or what is it? Tell people how I am the one, why I am the one they should listen. If you're going to talk to me, Anthony, about working out, maybe you say for the last 4 years, you work out at least 4 times a week. And you know, this is the results that you've had, or maybe your nature has to do with sports medicine or whatever it is, you tell us so that we understand. And D is preview. It is the preview of the speech. This is really where your central idea goes. You're going to just kind of plug it back in there, but you can open it up. Let me give you an example of what this whole thing would look like, and I'll use self-esteem. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your permission." Wow. Even back in the 1930s, people were struggling with self-esteem. Each of us in this room, at one time or another, or someone that we've known, has had their self-esteem impacted by someone else, by an experience. And we need to understand what self-esteem is, and why it's important to us so that we can live healthy lives. The reason that I can share this information with you today is because I have a master's degree in counseling, also one in psychology. I have learned about the human psyche and the human experience, the human heart, the human condition, and I understand what makes people tick. So along with my degrees, I've also counseled people. I stay abreast of the best practices. I read books, I watch movies, I watch videos, everything in an attempt to make sure I'm giving you the most up-to-date information. So today, we're going to talk about self-esteem. I'm going to share with you how self-esteem is built, how it's busted, and how you can rebuild it. All right? Let's get ready for this journey and take a look at first how self-esteem can be built. That last piece I gave you is what's called a transition, because we're moving from one part of the speech to the next. I know I've given you a lot of information. What questions do you have about the introduction? Any?
I don't have any.
I'm just that good, huh? You didn't have any? Nobody? You understand it? All right. I'm going to stop sharing right there because we have about 8 minutes, no, actually about 3 or 4 minutes left before I have to switch over to the next class. I want to find out what else I need to tell you guys. I am going to put up the remainder of the assignments, and I have a couple of assignments for you guys to finish grading. I'm going to get that done, God willing, today so that you guys can see exactly where you're standing on things. And if you have questions or if something's not graded, let me know so I can make sure that you're up to par and up to speed, okay? So just bear with me because I have a few other classes to finish teaching today that are on Zoom, and then I'll get to it. I do have a couple of meetings later on, but we'll get to it. So give me through tomorrow to get it done, and then if you have additional questions, feel free to ask. Do not wait until an assignment is due to ask questions. Ask questions beforehand. The easiest thing for you to do is to pick up the telephone and give me a ring. Just ring me, and I'm happy to work it, through with you. What else? Do you have any questions about what I've given you in terms of the outline so far? Everybody understand it? Give me a thumbs up if you understand everything I said today. I got some thumbs up. Yes. James, you awful quiet over there. I need to know if you're with me. You good, Sam? I see you. Okay, super, super. And Miranda, you good? All right, all right, all right. Wonderful. That makes me feel so good. I will put those things up in due course that will go along with this whole little assignment because we're going to move quickly through it. We're going to have to. We're going to learn about anybody in here never done a PowerPoint before? Everybody. I choose PowerPoint because most people have. Not going to use Prezi, going to use PowerPoint. If you have a Mac, you got to figure it out so that it's a PowerPoint. And we'll talk about that. I'll put information up about visual aids so you'll see what it's going to entail as well. Make sense? So, all right, if you're done, thank you, Sir James. I think I'm done too. That assignment is up. Go take a look. You have 2 assignments that are up. I haven't put them in the modules yet. I'll go and do that. But you'll need to get them done. And if you don't wait until Sunday, if you get them done before that, I'll try to look at them before that and make sure that they're graded. And if you have questions, then we can talk further, okay? Anything else for me? Seems like I'm missing something. You good, Sam? I can't hear you, boo.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See, thank you. Anybody else? If we're good, then, is Wednesday a good day? Do you guys want to meet Monday too, or just one day is enough?
I think Wednesday works
Okay.
one day.
Okay, then that's what we're gonna do. I know nobody has their grades posted, Roxana. I think that I need to go back in there and see. There was a mishap. I was having problems. I can see where I graded it, but they weren't being posted. So I'm gonna get with the people that I need to, but I also know there's one assignment that I haven't graded. So if it's not graded by tomorrow, reach out to me and say, hey, chick, what's going on? Well, don't say, hey, chick. Reach out.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds good.
thank you so much. All right, get some of those quizzes done. Don't wait on that, you all. You're gonna look up and it's gonna be the end of June and you're not gonna know what hit you. Then you're gonna be crying. Don't do it.
Oh,
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.
all right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye.